Alright guys, there is another day. It's Sunday the 13th of October today. And you just saw my Reforged beta leaks yesterday that smart data miners, or very hardworking, not super smart, but they worked really hard at it, and then they became really good at their craft because they either started young or they had good training or they really applied themselves. They might be smart, they could just be like kind of average. Okay, let's start over. Start over. That they might be really smart, I don't know. I just didn't want to assume it. Alright guys, welcome back to the stream and welcome to another YouTube video. It's the 13th of October and the second day that I'll be reviewing the recent Reforged beta leaks. We're gonna jump right into it. I have 3 pages prepared for you. The beta client screenshots. I've got the human Reforged unit models and the orc Reforged unit models. And boy, oh girl, do they look juicy. So let's jump right into it. And here we go with the first image. This looks like the pre-screen for the campaign. You can choose missions. Story mode, you have little or no experience playing strategy games. Normal, you've got some experience playing strategy games. Only choose hard if you are a Warcraft 3 veteran. And in the bottom left we can see the difficulty and the version, and it says Reforged. Pretty cool. Moving on to the next. The Third War. Complete exodus of the Horde. Can we get any bigger? No. I'll read it to you. Not everyone can read text for ants. The Scourge of Lordaeron, Path of the Damned, Invasion of Kalimdor, and Eternity's End on easy or normal. Complete prologue campaign. Complete human campaign. So these are portraits that you can win by completing certain parts of the campaign. So this is Thrall, obviously, Medivh, Arthas. Arthas, a Lich King. His eyes kind of dilated. It looks like he's blind, but I think it's a post-death effect. This is Lich King encased in ice. Rexar. I don't know who this chap is. Probably a pirate by his looks. And then this is a boat. This is a bird. Arthas Crown Prince. Oh, that's Proudmoore. Cool. Jaina. Arthas even more dead. It's kind of cool that he has transitionary faces. Phases, not faces. Kel'Thuzad, or Lich King, or something. Some kind of Lich. There's another Thrall, another Thrall. This is probably Tyrande, Malfurion. This looks like Maiev. And here is Illidan. Maybe this is Arthas or Tyrannus? Yeah, it should be Arthas. These are these are the 4 skins. No gachugasm. That you get probably when you are a Reforged premium pre-purchaser. Daughter of the Sea, Jaina. Oh yeah, the Spoils of War it's called. Spoils skin criteria. So these are the 4 skins you get. No gachugasm if you got the Spoils of War edition, which is 40 instead of 30. And then this is the games and campaigns, apparently. Rise of the Blood Elves. 20 missions, hard. The watch button looks better here than yesterday. All in all, looks pretty fine. Nice and charming. The chains come out of nowhere, which makes me feel it's not entirely finished yet. You guys can't see some of it because of the chat, so I'll be momentarily disabling the chat so you can see it all. This is Create Game. Okay, so this is the Create Game interface. Booty Bay. Download Frozen Throne scenario. Game speed. Slow, normal, fast. That's new. Before you could determine the game speed while you're in game, and it had more increments than just 3. Yeah, it does look a little basic. Maybe they'll still be adding it, but to be honest, it doesn't look too bad, I think. It's still early days. They have another 2 months and 10 days before the final release deadline. Game name test, host Arthas, players 0 out of 10, start game. This is clearly an unfinished button as well. There's no way it's gonna look like this. So, fairly encouraging. The slider bar looks bare bones as well. But some things look pretty good. This kind of gives me the feeling of a 1990 coax cable LAN network setup thing. Kind of looks nice, to be honest. Hey, and it said LAN here, which is very encouraging. I didn't see LAN yesterday during the preview. And it says LAN here, which is amazing. Looks like we will have LAN, and you know, that's never guaranteed. And it's nice that it will be there. Campaign versus custom replay collection. We saw this yesterday, but now the buttons are not grayed out. Looks pretty decent, pretty good. Here are various parts of the campaign. Some are still locked. Does anyone else think that this lock looks like a frog? Warcraft Reforged? Did we just get to Disney? La 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 la. Nope, I was actually doing Warcraft Tavern and I don't know how it got here. There we go. Yeah, this looks like a frog, but it is a lock. This orb could be like in Diablo, where, you know, orb on, orb off. Campaign view. I'm assuming this will be a moving image, not a still. Pretty nice. Please check your network connection and try again. Error 10. Play offline. Good. You can play offline. Windowed full screen, gamma, resolution, VSync. We saw this yesterday. Have a classic account? Aha, see? That's with old CD keys that cannot make use of the new graphics. What I'm not seeing now is, can a Reforged user use old game models? This is what I understood will be possible, but I don't currently see it here. I don't suspect I'll actually be wanting that anymore, but some people may want to. They may want to play Reforged. Go back 1 or 2 screens. Under gameplay? I don't see that. It was in the bottom left of the campaign screen? Really? It says version, but I'm not talking about a different version of the game or the campaign, but the graphics of multiplayer. Abaninsky shared a YouTube video of the menu being browsed. Let me check it out. I can't actually look at other YouTube videos now, but I'll take a look myself. Then maybe I can see the gameplay and take a still. Okay, it's pretty cool, but I can't show that now. Moving on. Ah. Look. Profile options, credit, logout, exit program, return to game. There was an option for HD quality. Oh, that. Okay, HD quality. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So they're using that chat system A lot of you watching now on YouTube, I have read your comments today on the first video that we released yesterday on Saturday, the 12th of October. And I saw that many of you, though not everyone per se, but many of you agreed that the current Warcraft 3 chat is more pleasing than the new chat of Battle.net 2.0. So I will try to pass on that feedback, but it's up to them, of course, in the end, finally. You are not a member of a clan. Okay, so this confirms that Warcraft Reforged will have clans. Which you would expect to, because it is possible in current Warcraft. But from what we understood talking to them at the previous BlizzCon, is that this is something they need to redevelop, because it's got to work on the new Battle.net. It's cool to have clans. Clans are given their own private channels, profiles, and a position on the clan leaderboard, which tracks the overall play of the clan. Each clan has a name and a unique clan abbreviation. That's cool. I mean, that's how it was. Flying Tortoise Consortium, Inc. Flight. Clan creation. So I hope you can create clans now without needing 9 other members online right now. Which was which worked back then, but... Filter clan members. Barbaz. Mild AFK. This is the chat. The font is nice, but the window, in my opinion, is too small and too... I think it should always be visible. But that's, again, just my opinion, dude. The versus screen with a dragon. Previously, we saw this versus screen with a Human Alliance badge. Looks pretty cool. Oh, look. Either when you hover over it or when you click it, the human race does appear. I still feel like it should say the race on top of the logo. Either here or here at all times, not just when you click it. But it is nice that they have this text. But I'm curious what they will say about every race, because we need to make sure that the races get balanced around good balance in gameplay and design, and not based on their racial identity. A versatile army with good ground and air troops, excellent siege capability, and powerful spellcasters. Now I get it. They have it all. Good ground and air, siege and spell. That's everything, right? What do they not have? Good ranged shooters? They have riflemen. What's the downside? I feel like maybe it's nice if they say one downside or something. Here's how I would describe human. A versatile army with, like, good at creating an army with great variety or something. With powerful spellcasters. Something like that. And then maybe, like, try to cake in one vulnerability. Like, peasants are vulnerable or something. Low HP units. Yeah, something like that. Orc. The Orcish Horde's strength. The Orcish Horde's strength lies in their raw melee power, which is further enhanced by the magic of their spellcasters. I guess that's kind of true. Except we only have 1 out of 3 casters that gets used in most matchup. Troll Headhunters not getting any love. Yeah, neither Bat Riders, Wyverns, Kodos, Raiders, Demolishers. It's interesting descriptions. Too bad we can't see the descriptions for the other races. Raiders are melee, that's true. Map preferences. We saw this yesterday. Replays. Error ID unsupported account. Join the channel. Okay, question. How does he join the channel? Probably the plus signal here, I would imagine. Probably press the plus. Here is that kind of unfinished login screen again. Oh, the plus signal is to invite a friend. I see. There's 3 more images. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. HD content. Yeah, this is, I suppose, if you don't want the new graphics. Okay, cool. Now let's go to the next part where we can see the unit models for the various units. Very excited to show you this, guys. Here we go. This is on wowhead.com. Website, you can see it right here. Feel free to copy paste it one by one. Alright, Heroes Blade Master. So here's the Blade Master. He's significantly more armored. He still has the 6-pack and 1 shoulder uncovered. I think he looks freaking sick. Some people said he's not naked enough. I respect your sentiments. But I feel like Blade Master with his high agility is such a tanky hero. He has so much armor that he should have more armor than he had in the current Warcraft. So the extra little wooden buckler, the shoulder pauldron, I think he looks freaking badass and really beautiful. I'm really happy with him. The Farseer. A wooden shield with a kind of shamanistic helmet thing on it. And then kind of gnarled staff. I think the hat looks a little weird. It's kind of like a leatherish, yeah, how to call it? A leatherish cap or hat. Looks a little hobo. The helm. I understand because he's like a warlock or a mage or whatever, a farseer, that he's not as thickly armored, but the leather cap just looks a little dreary. And the wolf looks... I've seen this pose many times in my dog. I think I need to get a giant poopy bag. He looks a little awkward, constipated. He's kind of like leaning in, leaning back. I'll clean this up, don't worry about it. Wolf could look better. He also looks faintly Roman, isn't it? You see the red sash? Kind of looks like a centurion. I love the shield the most. And overall, I think it's not too bad. But the wolf kind of has oversized front paws compared to the back. And he's just kind of skipping leg day in general. Maybe it's because the orc is so heavy. But like, wouldn't he fall off? The leaning in looks like he's gonna fall off. Very small rear half dog. Here's the Tauren Chieftain. I think he looks fantastic. Beautiful weapon. The split totem. Keep in mind that this is also important for in-game visual detail on what they are, what they should look like. Not everything is... Like, some things may look extra big just so that you know what it is. I think it's a great set of detail. Really nice, like the trinket hanging from the... What is this? An axe? Yeah, it's an axe. He's got an axe to grind. Cool trinket. Nice little pouch where he has some herbalism action going on. Yeah, maybe it's a halberd, pole arm. Beautiful. This is the Shadow Hunter. The part that I like the most is his low crouch and this kind of tribal shield. But the chakra, the glaive that he throws looks, to me, a little oversized. He's got a very low crouch. He is a shadow hunter. Maybe he's trying to catch his shadow. You see the hand reaching towards his shadow. The weapon looks a little big. I don't mind the bird on a stick bone kind of thing. That's fine. His coloring, his helmet or his face mask is kind of cool. Just the weapon is a little too big. But visually, he is going to be recognizable because of it. And keep in mind that Shadow needs to be distinguished well from a headhunter and a witch doctor, as they are all trolls and we're humans, so maybe trolls may look alike to us. But I feel like it just could be slightly better, maybe. Demolisher. Few orcs that make this unironically, but beautiful, if you ever do. Just gorgeous. Really, really nice. It's what I would hope for it to look like. These are leaks, not official, Chuddy. But the news is out there. Here's the Grunt. He's one of their first projects, and I think he looks exactly how he should. The one thing you can wonder is, like, is the beard good or not? I like it, personally. I don't know if the original had a beard. The detail is too low to see it, or I don't remember. Still left-handed? I think it's beautiful. Yeah, they were always left-handed. Looks too skinny. I think he looks pretty lean and muscled, actually. Looks too skinny. Look at his shoulder and back here. Here's the troll headhunter. Got spears, of course, not axes, because this is the dark spear tribe. Got that crouch thing going on. Has more spears. It's almost like not a spear anymore. Like, it's so fat and thick, the blade, that I wonder whether you can throw this from afar and it actually penetrates because it's so thick. It does have a point at the end, and I guess he is very strong. I wonder if he stabs when it's close range, like a changed animation. That's a harpoon. Yeah. He's going hunting. A great sword thrower. So I think it's a little thick, but overall I'm really pleased with how it looks. The whole thing, the leather accents, the hair, the crouch, the, how do you call this? Quiver. So here we have the Kodo Beast. The character is quite small. It's suddenly like a midget compared to the rest. The Kodo, I don't know if we are having a case of we're too far zoomed out and actually the unit is bigger. So it's hard to judge, but overall it just looks a little small. The Kodo looks finely sized, even though I guess that one would be bigger also. But if you consider the unit size, it's smaller than the rest. As for the rest, I don't know, there's something with the Kodo makes it feel a little bit too plastic. It looks a bit like sick, diseased or something. It just doesn't look like a super healthy Kodo, and a bit of a toy figure. A little bit less of a stampeding, devouring Kodo. Wrong color. So not a super big fan of this one. Just fair feedback, you know, coming from a place of love. Next unit is the Peon. It's definitely a little bit of a departure from how we have been seeing peons in Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3. But I actually think it's kind of cool. It's pathetic. It's got that little bit of a middle-aged belly. He's got that slouch. He is still strong. He's got big arms, but he's got a bit of that lopsided stance. He doesn't have the highest place on the pecking order, and he knows it. But he will work. He will work hard. He's strong. It's just... I think it's pretty cool. He's got that dad bod. Doesn't it look a bit sad? It does, and I think that's the point, Inspector. He will work. It works for me, this look. Then we get to the Shaman. I don't remember if we saw the shaman before in the BlizzCon 2018 art assets. And I feel like we did, and I feel like they looked good. But I feel like this looks even better. This is one of the most amazing models yet, and I can see that chat agrees with that. The claws are lacking. Oh, okay, the claws. Well, I think the claws are slightly too far apart, actually. If you see, they're kind of sticking in 3 different directions, as opposed to in the same direction. Maybe it's slightly too far apart. You think they're too thinly bladed as well, Basilisk? Yeah, I can see that. I feel like it's okay. They don't do a lot of damage and they have a ranged attack with lightning. Have you ever been hit by lightning where the sun don't shine? That's one of his quotes, right? But yeah, I think he looks phenomenal. Really, really cool. Overall, super pleased with the shaman. Nice wolf skin. Here's the Spirit Walker, presumably in ethereal form. I don't know if we have a model where they're not. Moving on to the Tauren. One of the feedback from some people was that the totem was too big in the original art assets. I feel like they've toned it down a bit, making it smaller a bit. But it's still really big, and I do like that. I think he looks awesome. But then again, I thought he looked awesome before too, even though I agree the proportions were just maybe a tiny tad off. I think this looks super cool. The Tauren with Pulverize. He's leaning sideways to support the weight of that giant totem. It's a ridiculous weapon to fight with, really. I personally can't imagine carrying this, but then I don't have the body of that Tauren. Really cool. Moving on to the Bat Rider. He's got that really dynamic position on the back of the Bat Rider and that leash. An ugly creature, the bat. And a very daring troll on top of it with a little casket of incendiary fluid. I think it looks cool, and for the first time I can actually see what a Bat Rider looks like. The model of Warcraft 3 Classic Bat Rider was so bad that it has become like an abstract art painting that I recognize what it is, but I don't actually know what I'm looking at. It was like too abstract for me, and now we can finally see where the flames for Zul'jin are coming from, which is kind of cool. It is a good upgrade. Sometimes it's difficult to be objective about how bad some of the things look in Warcraft Classic, because we love the game so much. But then you see this. Raider. Now, much has been said about the Raider and the size of his weapon, his sword. Also, the Raider's siege damage. Swords are not the best for whacking up houses. For that, you need hammers. But it's always been like that, so they stuck with the sword. They didn't switch to a mallet or something. It is a giant sword, very anime. I mean, the sword is as big as his body. Let that sink in for a second. Good luck swinging that. And it looks thick too. And faceted. Either with runes or it's been stitched together with screws. I think it looks good. The wolf is still a little top heavy, but better than the other wolf on the Farseer, in my opinion. You can at least see that he can stably sit on a straight surface instead of leaning backwards like the Farseer. The wolf maybe should be a little bit more muscular. It is, after all, a very big Orcan sword. But overall, I think it does look pretty good, and it's very near what it should look like, and I wouldn't be upset if it stayed. The Wind Rider is one of the weirdest ones for me to look at, as I see it now. I think part of the reason is that, again, the original Wind Rider looked so pixelated that I never knew what I was really looking at. And so I was very surprised to see that a Wyvern is apparently a kind of lion-like creature. A lion which I typically associated with Alliance. Yeah, it looks a bit more like a gargoyle, a manticore kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a bat lion type of thing, bat lion scorpion. Yeah, I think we nailed it. And so I guess maybe that's what Wind Riders or Wyverns always were supposed to look like. And I do have the benefit of having seen the World of Warcraft Wyvern, which also surprised me in the same way. So I feel like it's just a departure from the 2003, whatever the hell that creature was, and updated to become what most World of Warcraft players know what a Wyvern is. I don't know, does it look too red? The original Wyvern was more greenish, I feel like. Am I wrong? Green and red? Well, it's like I can't even really remember it. Basilisk likes it. Adexo likes it. Hascutie likes it. Most people like it. I just need to get used to it, maybe. I don't hate it, definitely. This is a link by Sovieticosas. Alright. Okay, so this is what the Wyvern looked like. Some kind of... Oh, this is the orc. Oh, this is the orc, and he's got a hawk face on. And there's the Wyvern. So the weapon still is the same in a kind of like double spike thing. I don't know what the hell this is, to be honest. You literally can't see what it is. But, I mean, it's not a lion head to me. Yeah. That's the thing, like, I don't know what that creature is supposed to be. I just see the wings, kind of, right? So that's why I'm just having to get used to... It's like I've been blind my whole life, and then suddenly I've got eyes, and it feels weird looking at things. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll try to accept the new reality. And here's the Witch Doctor. Looks really good, to be honest. I really like it. I love it, actually. I super love it. And I love Witch Doctors, so I'm really, really glad with it. Nice jars there in the back. Yeah, nice kind of gypsy-like cloak, clothing thing, whatever. Yeah, love it. That's Dingo. You guys like it too? Maybe there's eyes in the bottles? We can always hope. Yeah, cool toes too. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go to the human models, eh? Yeah, we already looked at the UI, follow Akira. So here's the Blood Mage, an elf with ivory hair and the arcane orbs spinning around him. There are images out there where he casts a flame strike. I'll try to find that at the end as well. I think it looks cool. It reminds me of the Kel'Thas model of Heroes of the Storm, but to be honest, this one looks a little better, I think. I like the ivory hair instead of the yellow hair. Obviously, this is not Kel'Thas, this is any Blood Mage. Nice purple hue on the cloak. Looks cool. I love it. Archmage. Archmage is, yeah, looks pretty cool actually. Brown skinned, which means he is not Antonidas, is he? Looks a bit like Deckard Cain, actually, yeah. A little bit like a brown Deckard Cain. The horse looks slightly meh. I mean, somehow this one doesn't look real enough. It doesn't pop in the same way. It doesn't look finished enough. Yeah, a little bit plastic. Looks like a Heroes of Might and Magic hero. Yeah, yeah. Somehow there's parts of it that I like, but it doesn't feel as finished yet. Yeah, the aura is off center. It's very grayscale. Yeah, that's true. But I almost feel the same about this one. No, this one's better. Yeah, somehow it feels like the Archmage has more detail. Less detail. Alright, moving on to the next. The Mountain King. Rather short in stature. Nice shield with a kind of brambled motif. As if he lives in the mountains behind brambled walls of thorns. He's got two weapons, the hammer and the axe. He's small, so there's not much to see. Dark grey beard. He is very small, but it's a dwarf. Yeah, pretty neutral about this one. I don't hate it, I don't love it. He's okay. Here's the Paladin, one that may be one of the most contentious designs since it no longer looks like Uther. It doesn't have the long, shaggy hair that Uther had. And I feel like at BlizzCon 2018, this hero is one of the most talked about art assets. Buzzcut Uther. Of course, this is not Uther, this is a generic Paladin. But still, the buzzcut, some people feel like it looks too modern. What do you think? Leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. And if you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. I'm curious what you think. Here's what Twitch chat thinks. I do think he looks cool in general. Like, nice detail on the cloak. Again, a kind of a almost Roman look. Nice sash over the shoulder. To be honest, nice big hammer. It's just the face and the hair really that I'm not used to personally. It's because I know the old Paladin so well already. I think the model is amazing. The hair may need a haircut, but then again, so does mine. It's about finding the time, doesn't it? Isn't it? Dragonhawk looks wispy as a wisp. Again, it's a case where I do not have enough identification. Wow, chat loves it. Chat super loves it. Okay, well, I'm glad. I will just bandwagon and take your opinion for myself then. It's great, I love it. Just Dracarys. One of us. Best unit yet, IMO. Okay, so I really didn't know what the Dragonhawk looks like in the original. Again, low res in Warcraft 3 Classic. So I don't know from what to what we are going. Okay, glad you guys like it. Here's the Footman. I love the Footman. Now, I'm extra curious because much has been made of the Footman in Reforged release at BlizzCon 2018. Footman looked too tier 3, many people said. He looked too rich and too ornate, decorated to be such a lowly tier 1 unit. And I see the entire chat is saying saved, saved, saved. The shield is made more standard as well to have a lot of color scheme on it so you know which faction he belongs to. And it really drives home the point that this is a unit that can get defend upgrade with the shield. He still has extremely high shoulder pads, which means that he cannot look sideways. Love it, can't wait to see them surround the hero and kill it. Same. I would say shoulder pads shrink by half, but overall I personally love the look and a big improvement from the previous Footman that they showed. Here's the Griffin Rider. Now there's an area unit that I can really get behind. And the orange haired dwarf riding it as well. Nice Griffin. Nice Griffin, good Griffin. Overall, I think this is one of the units that just really looks in place. Nothing in particular like super heavy armor, nor should you have that on a bird if you want to get airborne. It looks like they're about to bash some heads, and I'm very curious to see how the moving animation looks like when he uses his storm hammer. Here's the flying machine. Or gyrocopter, but of course it is a flying machine. Interesting. Again, I feel like this is a grayed out version of it. Like it's not as bright as it could be. Same with the footman actually. Like this is brighter than this one, you see? But this is a flying machine. I don't know what the previous one was supposed to look like. So this is a new unit for me again. I feel like they really changed how he looks. Not a fan. Well, a fan is not enough to fly, Ninja Dagger. This is a flying machine. It's indeed not a fan. He's using combustion to propel himself forward. It has 2 fans? Oh yeah, that's true. Not a fan, he said. 2 fans. Some people think it looks great. Some people don't. Mixed opinions. Moving on to the Knight. The Knight is a hero that always carries a lance, but always only fights with a sword. It's like that in Warcraft 3 Classic, and I'm assuming it will be the same in Reforged. I think it looks really good. Does he not have a helmet? Ever? The horse looks really good. I think it's one of the best creatures we've seen so far. I guess armor. Yeah, the armor and the hair on it. I think it's great. The brother of Paladin. Another modern haircut. Yeah, the horse has a helmet. That's true. Yeah, it looks quite Roman, but then again, where else are you going to get your inspiration for medieval fighting techniques? Knights did not have a helmet in Warcraft 3? Okay. I think if that was a life and death question, I would have been able to answer it, but I just wasn't sure on quick reference. From medieval time, please? Maybe? Yeah. Fair. Mortar team. And we can see a lot of detail in the Mortar team. He's got a little winch support thing. He's gonna put that thing down, and he's the spotter. He's got the binoculars. He's gonna put it down. He's gonna aim, and then they're gonna shoot. Got some bombs out back. Looks pretty cool, actually. More detail than you ever could see in the past. Yeah. Asterix and Obelix. Reminds me of Asterix and Obelix. Love it. That's awesome. Can't wait to turn these guys invisible, run with them to someone's base, blow up their town hall, and skedaddle, take the high road, TP out. Peasant militia? Wait, I need to see the peasant first. Here's the peasant. A very thick dude, very strong. He's got a bit of a weary look. Weary? No, wary. He looks a bit wary. Are you going to oppress me? Very strong. I saw someone say he looks too strong, but then I wonder, have you ever carried sacks of gold? Have you ever done farming, gardening? It's heavy work, mate. I didn't vote for you. Yeah, he has a lantern for the mine. That's super cool, actually. But is there a candle or an oil lamp inside? Doesn't look dumb enough. Yeah, he might do like a rebellion. Yeah, he's got really big hands. One of them is bandaged, maybe it got hurt. Makes sense, hard work. I think it looks cool. Good color scheming on the shoulders, so you know what faction he belongs to. And here, maybe they felt like he should be strong because he ends up becoming a militia. But ironically, this guy looks less strong. I don't know if it's hidden because of the armor, but if you look at this guy, he kind of has nerd pack issues. He's got that leaning forward, gaunt kind of look. Maybe he is strong until he needs to put on like the whole chainmail neck thing, which is just kind of heavy. That's a goal. Well, he's still got really big biceps. Yeah. I love the shield. They're really, really beautiful shield. Nice shield, nice sword, nice militia. Unrealistic fitness standards. Little shield. Here is a priest, which of course are elves. Priests and sorceresses are elves. So he looks very elvish. Nice billowy cloak. In fact, it's super stiff, the cloak, isn't it? Does he have like stilts to support the cape? Maybe he's got stilts so it's always in shape. I like his weapon, staff. Overall looks pretty good. Magic stilts. It's magic. Okay, don't question it. It's magic. Here's the sorceress. Looks really freaking good, actually. I can't zoom in. I'm sorry. I can zoom out, but I can't zoom in. I was just thinking maybe that one viewer that always asks me to zoom in on the sorceress is here. I don't know why now is the first time I tried to zoom. I do respect every... anyway, here's the rifleman. Enhance. The rifleman looks really good. I mean, if I would design him myself, I would make him look like this. I could do that. Could you, chat? I would draw him just like this. No, says Crushmaster. Zoom in, please. Zoom in on Rifleman. Zoom in on Rifleman for equality. I would make him carry 2 rifles. Zoom in on the beard. No, but I think he looks perfect. He looks really good, actually. This is great. One more time, the sorceress. I don't remember casting slow on you. Moving on to the next. Yeah, the chat covered the last photo. Here you go. Spellbreaker. Ooh, nice V-neck. Decided to amp up the sexiness among males a little bit. I like it. For those that appreciate that. Great V-neck. Huge shield. And a very ornate shield with magic glyphs. Looks too feminine. No, I think it's good. He's an elf. They are like feminine. And he's got the cool weapon. Yeah, I think he looks really cool. Nice. And the siege engine, aka steam tank, with the battering ram in front, with one very angry looking Mr. Burns. Yeah, Smithy. Yeah, cool. Excellent. Zoom in without the pop out. Oh, that works. Oh. There we go. Oh. No, they will never be bigger. We just have to accept it. You can click on show the original size. Oh yeah. Ah. Nice. Cool. The hair doesn't look that good. Maybe it's a bit sweaty. Casting polymorph takes a lot out of you. Azeroth has no showers. Let's get some tea. Don't do it, Grub. Don't do it. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to show. Let's see. What? Oh, okay, okay. Hands on the table. She has heels? Oh. You said they will never get bigger, but here we are. Yes, you are, Amroth. Yes, you are. Glorious music in the background. So we already looked at the UI. We looked at 2 models. Super cool. Anything else I missed? Blizzard animation. Steven_SRB. Steven. Okay. I think it's good that it has a minimalistic animation effect. If it is too rainy, then it can be difficult to see other things underneath it. So I like that it's not like shards everywhere. But it does look a little basic. But keep in mind that when it comes to spells, my preference is going to be with visibility and gameplay. If it's too heavy, then it will cost you FPS and it will cover too many things. So I don't know how I feel about it yet. We'll see in the game.
Over-explain, HIW to beat level 5 human campaign on hardest difficulty Monka's Kappa.
Is that a hard one? Like, which one is that? I haven't played the campaign in ages. Was there a flame strike as well? Maybe I can show a flame strike. Oh, by the way, here is the same account, Stevan Mitrovic, with a paladin. This is Divine Shield. Very different than our current Divinity bubble. Did we do Undead already? No, I don't think we have Undead or Night Elf yet. Oh, here's Flame Strike. That looks really good. And a whole lot better than Blizzard, by the way.
I think.
Yeah, that looks how I would want it to look.
Check your Discord for more leaks, please.
Oh, thank you, Abaninsky. As always, appreciate it. Ooh, neutral creatures. Oh, that's cool. The Red Dragon, level 6, I think, by my expert reckoning of looking at dragons. This, I don't know if this is a rock golem. If so, it looks more like a lava golem. But if it is a rock golem, they got a huge upgrade in volatility and fire. If this is level 6, that's crazy, because the previous one is like all grey. And this is like level 8 Furbolg Commander, maybe. Oh, that's his baby. Hey, dude! Keep your real life out of your professional account, man. No, just kidding. Thank you for all your help, Stevan Mitrovic. Going to my Discord for Abaninsky, maybe with more stuffs. Message to me, cool. Oh wow, wow! If only you guys could see this. That's a footman in game. Looks bloody fantastic. Super zoomed in, I imagine. Really beautiful footman. Beautiful. Note the UI is the exact same size and look pretty much as the original. And all they did is, if you are widescreen, remove the boards, which does make it a bit smaller, but keeps the same lack of vertical space. We are used to that, but we saw a very minimalistic UI at BlizzCon 2018 that doesn't currently look like it's being used. But maybe they uploaded the beta client to the launcher and they're sitting on what they think the new UI is going to be looking like. Or maybe they dropped the idea of the minimalistic UI altogether. I don't know. Time will tell. We can see that there's an update in graphics here, so they did do work on the old current UI that you see here, besides dropping out the sides. Moving on to the next image. This is a town hall that is upgrading, I believe. Actually, if you look at the resources and the game state, it looks like this town hall is finished and not upgrading. But all the dirt around it makes me feel like it's upgrading, but maybe really it isn't. Maybe it's just a dirty, shanty town. It looks like the start of the game, but usually when you see powder, there's an upgrade happening. But then again, there's no scaffolding that really indicates that this is being upgraded right now. The peasants look grimier or grayer or browner than I imagined them from seeing the full screen model. It's all together a bit more dirty brown, both the peasants and the town hall, than I expected. But maybe it's some kind of effect that won't necessarily be taking place. The trees look more realistic than in the current game. Kind of beautiful, actually. Ironically, this whole view looks more like the Warcraft demo images that I was reading in the PC gameplay magazines in 2000, 2001, before the game came out. It had a kind of more zoomed in, dark, sinister RPG-like look, and it looks like that is back now. The trees look better than most other things in this shot. I do like the general ground. I think the ground and the grass looks beautiful. Even some details like weeds here. I hate weeds, by the way, but these are like, it's nice for wildlife. Just if you want like a pretty lawn, then it's like, gotta bend down, pull it out. The gold mine looks like too... I don't know, the gold mine looks like quite shiny, these rocks. Like the Frodo cloak hiding in the Gates of Mordor kind of shiny rock. No orc would be fooled by this, I assure you. The gold mine pops a little bit too much in some way, I don't know. But I love the trees. And here's the peasant icon. Okay, getting to the next image. Really cool seeing all these. Oh, what the hell? Oh my god! This is called the Maiden of Pain, aka your mom. I don't remember seeing this creature before in Warcraft 3. Interesting. Kind of straight from Twilight. Actually, this character looks better than everyone from Twilight. On Nomad Isles? Huh. Succubus. She looks pretty cool. Here's another image. Thank you, Abaninsky. Match history. Haha. Clan name. Description. Clan rank and date. Personal. They colorized every race. Oh, thank God they are using the same colors as we have come to commonly identify with every race, so that's kind of cool. Win percentage, wins, losses, total, clan. Here we see win rate per race as well. 1v1 all time. This is just like in HOTS. These two, but they have the look of Warcraft 3. Pretty good. I like it. A nice big icon. Bigger than in current game. I like it. No tournament wins. Oh yeah. Well, actually, tournament wins will be listed here, mate. If it's anything like Heroes of the Storm. I want statistics like win rate versus each race. I want that to be on demand. I don't want to see that straight away, Gutiswe. It mind tricks me. When I see 26-0 Orc versus Elf, I will guaranteed lose the next. So I want that to be accessible somewhere else, personally. Let's go to the next image. Human town. Wow. The shadows in his portrait looks unfinished. I don't think they're done yet. As is the hex background to the unit portrait. Parry up to fatality is updated, but still recognizable. Crystal orb updated but recognizable. If this is a TP scroll, I don't like it. It's too different, but I could get used to it, I guess. Oh, it's the Hearthstone logo. The TP scroll needs to be more orange though. Like, I don't mind Hearthstone logo, but let's keep it more similar with the original. We will eventually get used to it. I'm just saying, eventually in a year you won't remember it, whether it's blue or orange. But yeah. Circlet still looks similar. Scout Tower looks good. Altar looks pretty damn good actually. This is a blacksmith? Or workshop? A workshop. This is a workshop. The farms look cool. Very thatch-like covering on the roof. Nice cute little chimney with a dwarven touch. Those two towers. The barracks looks good and recognizable. Sanctum, very different from what I'm used to. That kind of Copernicus-like globes at the top spinning. It's different. Note that it's partially burrowed because of a non-hill-like hill. I mean, it's not a real high ground, but it's like the undulation of terrain. I'm loving the purple flowers here under the cut trees. Gorgeous. Realistic and beautiful. And this looks like a non-fertile tile set. This is a kind of the Tranquil Paths-like tile set. It's gorgeous. This is a town hall. The rifles... Archmage, Blood Mage. Rifles fitting in between the farms. Normally, is this a 2-space opening between two farms? Because this rifle is fitting in between. Normally, they cannot walk between single space. So this is a 2-space farm. That means another farm fits here, actually. Interesting. The top of the town hall looks strange. Yeah, it looks like a work in progress a little bit, right? Maybe it is being upgraded, or maybe this is a lookout tower and that's why it's like partially open. Portraits look pretty decent. Let's go to the next image. Oh, this is not an image, this is a video. But it's not working anymore. And then this one also not working. Let's see if I can capture this. No. This is like the Windows Twitter app, so I can't capture it. I don't know why. Well, not necessarily. It's a campaign mission, most likely. Novax.